Hi everyone, Ann Butler here. I am just going to see if I can find this on my computer. So I'm just going to step out of the way for a minute. And there I found it. I believe someone told me that there's like a 9-second delay. So that's why I don't see it right away. Before I get started, I have to find that note from Lisa. Lisa was live this morning, about 2 hours ago, and she said she forgot to mention to punch 2 holes in the card base to thread the ribbon around the back. So if you saw her live, she will put that in the comments also, just so you know you need to punch 2 holes to put the ribbon through. Hi Rosario, hi everybody, so glad you guys are here. Hi Rebecca, I am excited to be here. My name is Ann Butler. I am with Bella Crafts Publishing. We produce a free digital craft magazine 4 times a year. The new one is coming out in a few weeks. I might wait until the 1st of October because the 1st of October is our 8th birthday. So I'll let you know what we're going to do, but it'll be out in a few weeks. And Lisa will put a link in here so you can sign up. If it doesn't come to your inbox right now, you'll get it right away if you sign up. Also, we do ebooks. If you would like to check them out, you go to our website. Lisa will put that link in also, and click on publications. There's a drop down box and it shows all of our ebooks that we have there for sale, and we have a new one that's coming out this month that I am still working on, but it will be done. And I am excited to be here today. Last week I showed you how to use foils with stencils, and today I'm going to show you how to use foils with stamps. And our sponsor today is Sweet and Sassy Stamps, and they have beautiful stamps. It was hard deciding which set to use for this project, but I love flowers, and flowers are good for all occasions, so I thought this would be perfect to try it out with. So we're using foils, but we're also using my watercolors from Emerald Creek. Now these watercolors, isn't the packaging just cool? I mean, I love this packaging. So you just slide it up and there is your watercolor, and then you just snap it closed and it stays closed. This is like the coolest packaging I have seen in a long time. When I was working on this with Emerald Creek, Kim had first put them in little tiny pots, and then she couldn't get them. It was when all of this started happening and she couldn't get any. And she sent me some packaging that she could get. I saw these and I knew this was it. These are just so cool. So if you haven't seen my glacés, they are shimmering colors, watercolors that heat set, and they sparkle. So once you heat set them, they won't run. For this project today, I'm not heat setting them because I am watercoloring flowers, but you might want to check that out. And I also want to let you know to like, comment, and share this video. Sweet and Sassy is sponsoring, and they are doing a $50 gift card. And we will announce that winner next week. Lisa is going to be taking a break. She is going to her beach house for a month. And so next week I will be doing 2 lives. I will do the live at her regular time, which is noon my time, Central Time, and I'll do one at 2 o'clock also. So I will announce the winner for the Sweet and Sassy gift card during one of those 2 lives. Hi, Jane. So I'm going to flip my camera around and get started, and I'll just keep talking about other things, but I will flip my camera around so we can get started. Now I have to, of course, adjust my stand also. So if you can just bear with me for a minute. I tried doing this with 2 stands and just moving it from one stand to the other. That seemed like a lot more hassle, although this isn't ideal either. But like I've said before, the internet at my house is horrible. So I have to use my phone to do my videos. So I'm just checking to make sure you guys can see if that's a good area, and I'm going to adjust this so I can maybe see some comments. Rosario, yeah, you might need those if you're talking about the watercolors. They are stunning, and I want to show you guys again. Okay, so these are the colors of my heat set watercolors. So there is a moonstone, which is white. There is a diamond, which is yellow. There is a sapphire, which is blue. Emerald, green. A topaz, which is teal. Onyx, which is the black. Amethyst for the purple. And there is a ruby, which is red. When Kim sent them to me, I actually got 2 of the amethyst. So I'm waiting on the ruby. But you can see how beautiful those are. And the stamp set we are working on with is, I think the writing might be so small. I need to grab my glasses. Actually, True Beauty is this stamp set. And I tried this several ways before I decided what I was going to do for my live. The first thing I did was, I'm going to move these out of the way, was I stamped the flower with black, and then I watercolored it with one of the stamps. But then I thought, well, I'm not sure if I really like the black that much. So then I stamped it with one of Gina's Wild Wisteria purple. And I liked that better than the black. But then I thought, because last week when I did the foiling with stencils, I said you can do it with stamps. And I thought, well, maybe that's something I should show. So I want to show you, I did it 2 different ways. So isn't that beautiful? What I did was, on one sample, I watercolored first and then added the transfer gel for the foiling. And on the other one, I did the foiling first and came back and watercolored. But you can see the foil through regardless of which way you did it. So it is absolutely beautiful. So I want to show you how to do this, and I have so many samples here. I mean, I just love that foil, and you can use any color. I chose to just use gold for this, but you can really use any color you want. But to do this, I have all my stamps here, and I do have my Misty, because I'm going to show you how if you want to watercolor first, I want to show you how I did it. So I always have just a bunch of cardstock cut for cards. And this is the solid part of the rose. So I just put it down here. It doesn't matter. Let me push that up in case you can't see it. It doesn't matter where you put it because like I did here, I put it and I'm cutting all of these pieces out. So I'm not actually doing it for a card. So if you want to do the watercoloring first, I am not a watercolor artist. There are people that do beautiful watercoloring. I do very simple watercoloring. So I'm taking not this brush, that's the one I used for the transfer gel, but I'm just taking a very small brush and I'm going to use some of my amethyst. And I'm going to wet my brush first. So I have some water right here. And I'm just going in here and grabbing the color. Okay, so I have quite a bit of color. I'm going to push this over so you can see it. I have the stamp here. And I am just adding the watercolor on to this solid stamp. Then I'm going to take a little bit of water and extend that. So I'm going a little bit lighter in the center, and around the edges I went a little bit darker. But I want to show you the magic thing about all of this. Okay, so I'm going to pull this over here and I'm going to just press down and lift up. And then you have your shape. You can come in here. I'm going to wet this just a little bit. You can come in here and add more of your color wherever you want, but you have your shape. And if you wanted to do this a two-tone, like two colors, you could come in and heat set this and add like the diamond yellow. So that's what's cool. It wouldn't run until if you heat set it. So then the colors would not blend together. But you can come in here and just add your color. And we're going to come over this with the foil. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to show you something really cool. So I'm going to put another piece of paper in here. And I'm going to show you, this still has ink on it. I'm wetting my brush. I'm not adding any more of the watercolors. And I liked it more every time I repeated this. And I did this, I think, with just applying the color once, I was able to come back. See, now, isn't that cool? That one I love because it has a little bit of the white. I won't even come in here and brush any more of it, because then when you add your foils, you're going to that white is going to show through in the flower, and that's really pretty. But you can also see if I can get another one on this piece of paper. Just add a little bit more water to this. So with watercolors, you get so much bang for your buck because you only need a little tiny bit to Nope, that's not going to work. I don't want to ruin that one because that one's so pretty. These magnets are so strong. They stick together if they touch. So this has been sitting here for a minute. I'm going to add just a little bit more water to make sure that it's still wet. Okay, of course I don't like those lines. So you can come in here with the brush, or you can come in here and add more water. Now, some people could do this and color a beautiful rose all on their own. I need the stamps. I need the line stamps to do the beautiful foiling. So you can do it that way. And I'm going to take this right away and throw it in some water. And put my brush in water too. And then this one was already done. So this was like a third or fourth impression, and I like where it has the two tones. Now to do the foiling, find a dedicated brush you can use for the foiling. This one is nice and tiny for these particular stamps that I chose. I tried this with several of these, like this one and this one. Like this one is that one. I liked the fine line one the best. But find a dedicated brush, and this is a Dynasty brush, and it's very thin, so that you can just have it for your foiling. You might want a thicker one too if you're doing it on bigger stamps. And I just dip this in here and grab a little bit. And I'm going to look at this, and I know that I want this to go down like this. I don't want to wait until I have my transfer gel on and then sit and try and think, oh no, which way do I want that to go? But all I do is apply it and try to get it on the raised area of the stamps. Of course, it's going to go down into the grooves too, but that's not going to go on your paper. But I want to do it so it's not all filled in. You want to cover the whole thing, but you don't want big puddles of the transfer gel. So I just put it on and I work the whole stamp. And when I was doing this, I kind of went wild, and I think I did dozens of these so that I could do, since I had the gel out and I had the stamp out, and you have to make sure you clean the stamp right away. So I do have a pan of water right here that I'll drop it in and then wash it later. But since I had this out, I thought I'm just gonna make a bunch of these. So then you just put it on there and press and take it off. Don't let it sit there too long, because if you let it sit there, this is, you haven't put that much on there. You don't want it to get dried. You can't see that real well, but I have one here that I'm going to actually foil for you. I'm going to put, you do the same with the leaves. The leaves have those beautiful raised edges with the details of the veins. You do the same thing. And for your gel, make sure this top edge is always clean. And I keep this protective cover just so it's easy to open and close. Okay, so now I'm going to here's one. Maybe you can see it a little bit. The gel is on there. I've already watercolored. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but we're going to do the magic again with the foiling. This is like the best part. And it is kind of like once you start, you just want to foil everything. So I'm going to take and cut this just a little bit bigger than the size of my paper. And remember, like I showed you last week, I save all of the little bits. And just put this on here. And then grab your parchment paper. And run it through. Now this is a Royal Sovereign laminating machine. You can use any laminator you want. Most of them have to heat up. This one, I think I turn it on and it has to heat up for about 20 seconds or 20 minutes. I'm going to see if there's any questions or... Hi Michelle, hi Janice, hi Gina. I saw that somebody did put the hashtag Bella Crafts, so make sure, like, comment, and share with the hashtag Bella Crafts, and you will be entered for the giveaway. I always run it through twice. You'll be entered for this week's giveaway, which is from Sweet and Sassy Stamps. Lisa will put the link in here. Go over and like their Facebook page. They have some really awesome stamps that you'll want to check out. So yeah, oh my goodness, we're gonna have to wait a bit. When I just turned this, I had it on cold, it was ready. I'm gonna show you something else. Let this heat up for a minute because this is not gonna work. What I did was, before I went live, after Lisa's live, and before my live, I took and I cleaned off my entire work surface. And I moved my laminator, and I must have put that on cold. So I'm going to show you. Cold, it worked a little, but hot works much better. So I'm just going to set this aside for a minute and show you. I'm not sure if you can see these. So these are roses I did before watercoloring. And if you're going to do this, then I would go in, after it was foiled, I would go in and hand watercolor it, or you can use a stamp. Either way works great. If you love to color, you could go in and color it without using the stamp. This is going to take a few seconds to heat up. I am so sorry about that. But this is what it looks like after you've done the same thing. You add the Transfer Duo onto the stamp and stamp it. And on these pieces of paper, I have lots of small pieces of paper that I cut off from cardstock that I save. So I put 3 roses and I put 4 leaves on each of these. And then I cut them like this so that I could put both of these in with a half a sheet of foil. So I will show you that you can take and watercolor after. I have that in the water, so I'm going to do it with one of these leaves. This is the smaller leaf. Yep, the smaller leaf. So I'm just going to put this down while my laminator heats up. I am sorry about that. Does foiling work with Versamark? I don't believe so, Gina. I have never tried it. You need, like, this Duo Transfer is like an adhesive, so the foil sticks to it. But you could try it and let us know. Let us know if it works. I am not sure that it would work. I've never tried it. Okay, so now we're going to take, I'm going to put the cover on this one, and we're going to take some of the emerald green and wash my brush so I get all of the amethyst out of there. And you don't need much. So I'm going to even wipe some of that off and wipe some of that off with in the water. And so it's nice that you can do it before or after. And the foiling just pops through. See, so you can see there that you can still see that foil. It's like the watercolor just runs off it. And the foil still shows through. So these, I would actually, I'm going to get rid of my brush and put my stamp into the water and close my glacés. So these I would take, and what I did was I just did a bunch and I cut them all out. I'm not even sure where my roses that I had cut out. I had a couple roses cut out. But when you're cutting, you always want to take and turn your paper. And I leave just a little tiny bit of white around the edge. You could cut all the way up to the foil if you want. But with a little bit of white, I feel like I can't make as much of a mistake as if I was cutting it right on that line. Okay, we're going to try the laminator again. See if it's warmed up enough. Now, deco foil comes, I only have 3 out here, but it comes in, I found out last week, 70 colors. So 70 colors and patterns. So you might want to check those out. It is amazing. And okay, so I'm going to run this through twice just because I always feel better when I do. Once is enough most of the time, but I really wouldn't know because I usually do it twice. Now I want to show you, I told you I was really getting addicted to the foiling. So what I did was I took some of my cardstock. I have double-sided cardstock with Emerald Creek. And I did the same thing here. I took and stamped the rose and put 2 of the leaves. And isn't that beautiful? So I did it with a colored foil that kind of matched the cardstock because I wasn't sure what it was going to turn out like. So you could take this and this, and you have a card. Add a sentiment, quick and easy card. And this is just so beautiful. Now for the fun part. Take and peel that away. Isn't that beautiful? And like I said, when I first did this, I used some of the bigger outline stamps. I didn't use, it wasn't until I started making a bunch of them that I started using just the outline, which either one is fine. But these are so beautiful, and they make beautiful cards or accent pieces. I want to show you one more because I showed you the colored one that I did. So I did another piece of my pattern paper, and I'm going to do this one with gold. So look around and see what you can use for this. It is so much fun. Once you start, you're just going to foil everything. The gold foiling is very elegant, isn't it, Rebecca? They also have silver and bronze, and you know, the possibilities are endless of the choices that they have. I'm looking for that. Okay, so we're going to run this one through twice, and this is what we're doing right now. We're doing the foiling on the cardstock. So this is patterned cardstock. So you could, I didn't think it would look as nice on that side. So I used the distressed side. And I'm just going to run it through twice. And just get out your stamps and try this. It is so much fun. And check out, be sure and check out Sweet and Sassy stamp line. They have so many beautiful ones. And like I said, this one right here is True Beauty. They have nice sentiments with it. The roses is what attracted me to this set. And the foiling just gives it that extra pop that I like. Now when you do this, when you add the deco foil, you want to set that aside and let that dry for, like with the stencils I said, for an hour. You want it so it's dry and tacky. But you want to let it dry when you're doing it this thin. I've done it as soon as a half hour. But this one I let overnight. So isn't that beautiful? Again, a quick and easy card. And once you have the transfer gel out, just keep it out and make a bunch of them. And then you can do a ton of cards like that. So I think that's just so beautiful and elegant. I love foiling with stamps. A new addiction, right? I'm going to see if you guys have any questions. Rose gold is your favorite, Gina. Yes, the rose gold is stunning. I think I've used all of mine, so I'll have to get some more. I'm glad you like my pattern cardstock, Rebecca. I have more coming out with Emerald Creek. Yes, Michelle, the bronze is beautiful. I love the bronze too. But doing it this way, you get more out of your foil and you get more out of your stamps. So look at all the stamps you have and see how you can use them with foil for creating some great cards. I mean, a card like this, people wouldn't think you handmade. And I always have, like, I always save all these little bits and pieces of, from other projects. I have these little tiny drawers that have a bunch of things in there. But you can just finish it with that. You can stamp. This one comes with a hello, so you could stamp it. And you could add, I don't know if I like that, but you can stamp it right on here. But there's so much you can do to finish off your cards. So, but I keep, like when I'm doing stuff, I make a bunch. So then I save all the extras so that when I have to make a quick project, it is easy to do because I save all these little tiny pieces in these drawers, and I do have them pretty organized so I know where things are. But I would love to have you guys try this. Share it in our group, Do You Love to Craft? Lisa will put the link in here for you. Make sure you join it so you can share your projects with us. We would love to see them. And remember, next week, Lisa's going to be gone, so I will be doing 2 lives. Need to think about what I'm going to do, but I hope you'll join me at 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock Central Time next Wednesday. I will do 2 more projects or techniques. I am more of a technique girl, but if you want, you can also, in the Do You Love to Craft, put what you'd like to see for next week live. Okay? Thanks, everybody. Have fun and be creative. Bye.